Good day, sir.
Hello,
Mr.
hello, good.
Good to have you here, sir. Good to have you online, sir. Good to have you. Welcome to. So let me just do a little introduction again before we put our speaker to air. So he said, "Welcome to our exclusive talk show, The Power of Patience, Mastering the Art of Trading." So we have our guest here. Our guest speaker here also is a very well-known forex trader with his knowledge and his outside about market. I've been following him for a very long time, and I see the way he trades. I see the way he actually is a someone that trade with you can actually see from his chart that he's someone that trade with patience because he waits for the right time, he waits for the right moment to enter the particular trade he's looking for. About patience, about how important it is in our trading journey. Okay, you are welcome, sir.
Thank you
Yes,
very much. So, can you hear me?
yeah, can you, sir?
So, welcome everyone. I'm JayFx by name, but mostly I do prefer, using my legal name, which is Johnny Ijiga. So, the brother came to me about an interesting topic, and I saw it very, very inspiring to have a section with you guys to talk about the power of patience. So it was a very interesting topic, and I saw it like something we could do over the weekend and also have it available so we can all listen to it along the way. We can promote this presence of having the reputation of listening to podcasts that talks about trading. So it can also help us to grow. So know that you have this feeling that you're not alone in the industry. So there are so many things we go through in this journey of trading. And most of the times it requires us to have this kind of event, events where we can talk about it, seek for advice, ask questions, and also hear others part of, the story, because we are all experiencing the same storyline. That's trying to make money with Forex trading. And when you hear people talk about their experience and most of the ways they're used in going through those struggles, it can also motivate you and also give you insights to how you can also navigate your own. So I want to thank you all for joining this event. Thank you all for coming in today. And also thanks to the brother for hosting such a powerful section. So today I want to give you guys some of the experience I have, seen through time with the topic patience, because I believe patience is something that comes with experience. You can't be patient in a situation and you don't learn some lessons from it. You understand? So patience is something that deals with experience, and experience comes with dedication, because patience without work is just being lazy. You understand? You can't be waiting patiently and you're waiting for nothing. For example, I don't go live yet because I want to do some little back testing. Let me use the demo, for the meantime. You are good in trading, you're good on the charts, but you're waiting for nothing because there will never be the right time. There will never be the right time. The only way you can have that patience and know that you are, going through a phase and very soon you will upgrade yourself is if you're probably testing out a new concept, studying a new concept, or practically doing some back testing on charts, and you have a fixed date. Like you say, for this month, since it's December, I'm not going to trade live. I'm going to patiently wait for the market to go through. I will learn from the experience and then I will do some back testing and try to get myself better for 2025. Now that's patience. Now you get even more experienced by doing things like that. You get even more experienced in the trading industry by participating in self-discipline. So patience goes with discipline, because patience without work is just being lazy. Honestly, you're not doing anything. How can you trade every day and then you don't have a plan? You don't even know what you're trading. You just take signals. You just draw charts. You have never thought about going live. You have thought about it once or twice, but maybe due to your current situation, maybe because you are currently in a situation and you don't have money at the moment to go live, but you have not fixed out a plan. You have not drawn out a plan that you would use to say, okay, this would be my next month's routine while I wait and see how this phase runs out. Maybe it's January, so I don't have money on hand. I'll focus on back testing. Then next month I go live. If you have a plan like that, then you are waiting for your plan to be executed. That's patience. Then now, when it comes to patience, because one, it keeps you dedicated. The power of patience comes with dedication. The power of patience comes with responsibilities, and then it comes with challenges that you go through. And those challenges keeps you dedicated to whatever you're doing. And then that dedication gives you that certain level of self-balance. Because if you can regulate it there, you can regulate it anywhere. That's why you see most traders that are successful look fit. I don't know if anybody have noticed it. Most traders that are successful, they look fit because there's no way you can be dedicated in trading to follow your risk management, your planning, your trading plan. Even if once in a while you fail them, but you do have one in check. That's why you're successful. You still practice discipline. So what's there to face that same discipline, working out and look good? Because that's one of the abilities that comes with patience. Because trading is not something you can do every day. You are addicted if you trade every day because you can't make money every day. That one is a law of reality. So you can't win every day. You have to lose sometimes. But the only time you can win and lose and have a balanced life is when you have a plan. So patience, the power of patience comes with discipline. And discipline comes with an experience that only you can actually understand. It comes with its own, there's a saying that experience is the best teacher. Experience is the best teacher. Now, experience being a teacher has to do with you being patient. You understand? So in Forex trading, psychologically, it comes with responsibilities of you having to be patient. It's not a choice. You have to start practicing self-discipline. You have to trust your process and understand that you're not going to exit the world anytime soon. You understand? Don't put that fear in your mind. You have to understand that if you don't leave this world today, you will have a tomorrow to face. If you don't leave the world tomorrow, you will have a next tomorrow to face. So at the same time, you need to understand that you have to have a plan and stick to the plan so you can have a tomorrow that you can handle. Because struggles comes every single day. You can't actually bypass those things. The same way you have to analyze a new chart every day. Because you were good in a chart yesterday, doesn't mean you're going to get the next chart. The only guarantee you have is if you have refreshed your knowledge. So trading is a career, not a hobby. Basically, we Africans have lived in an environment where trading online is toxic. You see people advertising a certain lifestyle that don't basically show any work, any discipline practice, doesn't show any form of reputation. It just shows a lifestyle that could easily be achieved. It shows a lifestyle that is like a dream world, and people then all rush into this stuff thinking that it's that easy. But it's a responsibility you're bringing upon yourself. If trading is going to take your life experience and have you in a world where you are comfortable, because we all live in different worlds. We have our mistakes in the past. We all have different mistakes. We all have secrets. We have things which are guiding us every single day. And we need to understand that if trading is going to be a principle that would guide us to success, despite whatever we might be involved in, then you need to understand you have to be dedicated to some certain practice, which involves knowledge, which involves self-discipline, which also involves chart practice, which is technical analysis. You have to practice it outside going to make money. You can't only be going to the charts only when you want to go and trade. How many of you have gone to the chart just to go and make analysis and not just replay it and draw it and play it back? Make a live analysis and then be patient. Make a live analysis and then be patient for the chart to play out, to see if it plays out in your direction. That comes with a certain power of discipline. And over the years, you will culture this practice into something that comes with an experience you would love and learn from. So back testing is different from forward testing. Forward testing is going through a live chart and waiting for it to play out. That's why I told people that the origination of JayForexHouse all started with me trying to journal my trade on Telegram. I don't hide anything. What I'm doing is so plain because I want to get to a stage where I don't have to charge people for anything. You can basically go look it up online and get what you're looking for. You don't have to go to any mentor, any of those stuffs. So I'm working with so many guys to get more content available. And by the grace of God, by the end of this year, we might have over 500 contents on multiple platforms that share educational content on trading. So if we have those things in our face, we can easily practice discipline and study. You understand? So all this I'm doing today, becoming a content creator through Forex, all came in from trying to practice discipline in trading. This discipline involves patience and forward testing of my plans. You don't have to only depend on the information you have now to execute something. You understand? The power of patience doesn't come with what you already know. It comes with what you are expecting. It comes with the ability to control anxiety. You can't be anxious about the future and at the same time you're comfortable with the past. There's nobody that is thinking of their future and they had a good past. Why would you be worried about the future then if your past was nice? You know that your future will be nice too. That's why you see most of the rich people end up poor because they're not worried about their future. They are currently rich. But if you come from a poor background you're not comfortable in, you become anxious about the future. You become worried. You become active. You want to do something to alter the future. That can only be done with patience. So trading is not something you come and you learn some few concepts, you become ignorant, and you start to try and fund your account and try to make money and you're trying to change the generational direction. Not just you. If you succeed in life, it affects everybody around you, not just you, not just your family, your friends. I ask people casually, how many of you know celebrities? How many of you know that, okay, I know a celebrity. This person I know is successful in life, not just privately, but publicly. Most people don't. And then you wonder why you're not a celebrity, because most celebrities know celebrities and they only know themselves because they are dedicated to principles, like minds. Look at yourself, mirror yourself. If you were to be selected with a group of people and said you are like minds with them, what kind of people would you be grouped under? And then you're trying to make it through trading without trying to change your personality, without trying to change your practice, without trying to be a better person in life. You're trying to cheat nature. Trading doesn't cheat nature. It's a job. I'm not the first person saying it. Go and ask every other person who have experienced trading. I've not even been here that long. I've just been here for 4 years. By grace of God, next year I become 5. And I'm a very quick learner. That's just the difference. I don't like to be ignorant. I take my lessons and I move forward to my plans. And that's how I've been able to be the one speaking to you today. Wanting to be better every single day and put effort into it. I've not been doing it for a long time. I'm telling you, you don't have to do this for 3 years before you see results. 2 months is enough for you to know you have altered your future if you are dedicated. I'm telling you, 2-3 months is enough for you to alter your future. If you stay dedicated to anything, you're going to learn. It's the power of patience. You would have to wait for that 2 months to come. And you would have to do something every single day for you to say, yes, I was dedicated for the past 2 months. And there is no way you will do it and you don't get a result. But if we try and give ourselves attention and try to better ourselves, I don't think we'll be looking for attention in anybody else. You understand? That's my own opinion. I don't think we'll be looking for attention in a different ideology, in a different tradition, in a different religion, whatever it might be. I think we would focus on our self-discipline, and once you practice it, you will fall in love with the results and you continue practicing it. So I don't want to take much of our time. I don't want us to spend much time. According to the brother, he said he's going to be making the floor open for some questions. So I want us to move into that so we can take some questions and then maybe just an hour, since it's weekend. What do you think?
Okay, sir, thank you for the whole introductions, and I'll have write a lot of things down here. Okay, I think I'll start with my own personal questions first, then before we open it down to everyone to ask questions. Okay, the first question is, you talked about we being dedicated to the chat. We have to dedicate to the chat, pay attention to ourselves. We have to go into the chat with the mindset of learning and studying, not just putting everything to making money and all of that. Okay, I want to ask, what are some practical strategies traders can use to cultivate patience? Okay, let me put it in this way. Like, can you give us like a detailed strategy? Like, someone should be able to do these things and do these things. It will really help your patient levels. Because I found that a lot of people, the reason why they lose more money is because they don't have that patience. They are not so calm with. They may have the edge, like they may have their strategy being well detailed out, but they will just enter the trade in any areas they want and feeling like market should do what they want market to do. So I just want to ask, like, what are some practical strategies trader can use to cultivate patience? So,
One of the best ways people can easily try to cultivate the power of patience basically is self-discipline, like I said earlier. You understand? If you don't work on yourself, let's say you're somebody who believes in what you believe in, or you just work with what you know. So it's going to be difficult for you to stay patient in any other thing that doesn't fit your choice of surrounding. Because if you're somebody who is an introverted mindset, you don't want to associate with people. So when you find yourself in an unusual situation and you're not disciplined with yourself, so first of all, you don't like to associate with people. Secondly, you're ignorant, you're not disciplined. It's going to be difficult for you to be patient with anything. So one of the ways of cultivating the power of patience is self-discipline. And in trading in particular, one of the ways you can help cultivate self-discipline is by having a journal. Because if you have a journal where you can report to, like not just sharing your chart, but also an idea. So you share an idea, you share your charts, you do your work, anything related to trading that you might find interesting. You find a graphics online that you find attractive and educative. Instead of you to just scroll and pass, you can just easily get it from there and get it to your journal. So you have a store where you keep charts. I have more than 5 of these things I'm telling you here, because inspirations can come from anywhere, especially when you want to make something for yourself in this industry. You want to be financially free. So you have to have something like a treasure box where you keep information to keep going. When there is no basic motivation, to keep going. So when you have a journal and you see what you have done, maybe traits you have taken, analysis you have made, and they went to your direction, you can then have that motivation that, what, I'm having progress. I think I will stick to this. I'm seeing progress. So having a private journal is something that can help you a long way when it comes to cultivating the power of patience. That's my take for that.
okay, thank you, sir. Okay, self-discipline, having a journal. Okay, thank you for the word, sir. Okay. I actually have another question. Let's paint a scenario like this. There are some times whereby someone is really doing well, like he's having his trade is coming up, and like he's having a winning trade is coming up. Can you talk about one of the ways someone can actually bring back himself um to the standard of winning, or to the standard of trading? Maybe somebody is having a winning, then he eventually enter a losing strikes. When he enter a losing strike, there is high possibility that that person mindset or that person psychology is going to come down and everything is going to look spoiled in this person face. So can you give us um stuff whereby, or can you give us a pattern whereby somebody can actually come out from this kind of psychology down or mindset down because of losings and all of that?
Okay. So when it comes to um stuff like losses and dealing with bounce back, you can easily help yourself with preparations. Basically, if you prepare before you lose, then you know what to do if you lose. Do you understand? If you prepare, if you have something in plan, like, okay, what if this trade go against me? What do I do next? Do you understand? If you have something on ground, even if it happens that that's not what you do after you lose, maybe a situation happens that the money you lost, somebody just happened to pay you something bigger than that, so you didn't lose anything, then that means your backup plan will not be activated again. So situations like that could occur. But at the same time, before you lose money, you should have a plan, because the only money you should be risking in Forex is money you're willing to lose, because it's a prediction. It's a game of prediction. The only difference between trading and gambling is that we have technical tools to support our logistics. The only difference between Forex trading and betting is that we have more logistics and more technical tools. There's nothing like, it's only what they call head to head and stuff like that for you to look. There's nothing like charts of a breakdown of the frequency, because it involves individuals, corporate companies, and stuff like that. So you have head to heads, you have previous matches to look into to make your analysis from. So it's definitely similar to trading. The fact they have tools like that, so you know that it has similarities. But the only difference between Forex is that you have what we call sentimental analysis. You can compare. You understand? Everybody is open. You have figures who create things you can use to compare to your analysis and know if you're right or wrong. You have communities that can support you in what you create, so you can make better your own knowledge. You understand? Not just make money from trading. You can better your own knowledge from trading, which gambling doesn't let you do that, because it becomes addictive and you go out of self-control. But I tell people, if you do not have self-control in Forex, you have no difference from a person playing bets. You two of you are the same. You understand? You are cousins. You're just cousins in the same business. But outside that, the only difference with betting and trading is that you have time to create your own personal planning. You have plan to do things, to get prepared before you take the trade. Betting, once your game is executed, there's nothing you can do other than that. You understand? So that's my take for that. So
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, I think I have one last question here before I ask everyone to ask their own questions. Okay, my question here says that I said, how does patience play a role in risk management strategies? How does patience play a role? Sometimes some people have an edge, like they have a strategy well played out, but sometimes market fluctuations, and they will just want to be like, they can't wait for this, and they will close the market, and eventually market will go their way back and be like, what's going on? And that kind of stuff can actually push somebody down psychologically. So I'm just asking, how does patience play a role? Just try to talk about that aspect of risk management strategies and patience. Thank you, sir.
Well, you're managing your risk. You basically have to be patient with what you're doing. You understand? On its own, risk management without patience. What are you now managing? You understand? You have to be patient enough to understand what you are doing first before you even know you're managing it right. You get, because, for example, you're using a $50 account. You're thinking of using one lot size, knowing quite all right that if price goes against you a pip, you have lost $10. Because you are anxious and you want to make money fast, you want to flip that $50 to $100. You now say you're managing your risk. Your stop loss is 20 pips. As long as this thing moving like 5 pips in your direction, you have made $50. Your calculation is not patient. So that's not risk management. You see what I'm saying? Risk management is like the beginning of patience is the beginning of risk management, because you need to understand that for you to manage your risk, you need to be content with what you can make. That's what you can make. You're using $100. You're not supposed to be risking 0.5 of that $100, because 0.5%, which is 50% of your $100, is $50. So you're not supposed to even enter a trade that costs you 20 pips with 0.1 lot size, because 0.1 lot size is equivalent to $1 per pips. This calculation is something that I've done in my channel. So I don't know if anybody can forward it, to the community and you guys can see, or I will try and forward it again. But 0.1 lot size is equals to $1 per pips. Know this calculation as a Forex trader, because that's where risk management starts from. So if you lose 20 pips with 0.1 lot size, you lose automatically $20. You understand? So if you're using $100 account, that's fair. But when you now use 0.5, knowing that $5 is equals to 1 pip, because it's 0.5, you understand? So if you lose a pip, it's $5. If you lose 2 pips, it's $10. So if you lose 20 pips, that is 5 times 20. 5 times 20, account, okay, it's gone. So if you don't do these calculations, because you don't calculate what happens if I lose the account. You're calculating what happens if this trade goes in my direction. How far I will flip this account. And that's the beginning of failure, because you're not patient with your results. You understand? You need to be able to plan. You need to have a plan. And your patience plan has to come in with your risk management. Because if you're risking money, you're risking $100, your maximum you should be risking in a single trade should be $20. Because if you lose $20 a trade in a $100 account, how many times would you need to lose for you to lose that account? 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. 20 into 5 times. So you just divided your equity into 5. That's being patient, because you know anything can happen. So now your technicality comes in with saying, what are the chances that you would lose 5 straight trade for you to lose this account? What are the chances that if you lose 2, you will make 1 to balance the account so you don't lose everything? You lose 3, you make 1, you balance the account again, you have chances of losing another 2. So trading is like a game where you have lives based on how you divide your capital. If you don't do all these things, you just fund your account and you try to make money. You're gambling. If you're using a 10K pro firm, then you should divide it based on how much you can lose in a day. If you're using a 10K, most of the pro firms say you are not allowed to lose more than 500 in a day. Okay, 500 divided by what? That would make you have to lose 5 trades straight in a day for you to lose this account. 100. So on each trade you take, the maximum you can lose should be 100. And if you lose 100 5 times today, that is 5 trades you have lost. But if you lose 2 trades and make 1, definitely you did not lose more than 100 and something dollar. So you're safe. This is risk management with patience. But if you go and get a 10K profit, and then you go into saying, okay, I will try and I'll use 0.5 lot size, then I will target trades with only 50 pips. If I get 1 to 2 hours, I will easily just flip my account. I will make this month sign out, I will leave. You're going to lose the account. Your management planning is greedy. Your management planning is greedy. There's no patience in your management planning. There's no logistics, basically. It's just expectations. That's not risk management. That's anxiety on a pro level. A professional planner, you're going to lose what you have. You're delusional. You understand? You're not thinking straight. Get yourself together and notice your breath self is needed. No, breathe in, breathe out. I do those practices before I take trade. I make sure I'm calm. I make sure I'm calm. Then I look at my technical analysis. Then I say, okay, how much do I have to risk on this trade? Not how much I have on my account, though. How much do I have to risk on this trade? Then I ask myself again, what is the stop loss level of this trade? Then I ask myself again, what is my limit in today's trading? How much am I supposed to lose before I know that I'm calling it a day? I've lost today. Or how much am I supposed to win? It's unlimited, but do I trade more than 3 trades? No, because we have only 3 sections in a day. If I don't catch a good trade in London, I get a good one in New York, but I don't trade Asian section. So I can't trade more than 3 trades in a day. So in a situation where you say you can't trade, you can't lose more than 5 trades in a day, or your account is gone, and you are going to only take 3 trades. If you lose the 3 of them, you're not taking any trade again. How do you then blow your account? Because once you make your first trade profit, your second trade profit, and then you lose your third trade, you call it a day because you're in profit. You see, if you lose your first trade, you lose your second trade, and you win your third trade, you look at the situation, you can still take 2 more trades if you want to equalize. That's not revenge trading, that's equalizing. But then if you don't want to and you think the market is bad, that's why you're losing, not because your analysis is wrong, but the market is in a bad condition. Then you can say, okay, I'm done. Account is safe. I lost today. Tomorrow, account refreshes, and I have 500 again to lose. I try again. The total you have to lose from the account for you to know you have lost is 1,200. So you still have like 2 weeks of doing this before you lose your profit account. If you do it and then you lose your account, then you know you're not good enough yet. Your knowledge is not good enough for you to make money. You go and study again. And if you do this routine for 2 months, patiently practicing it, you are going to be successful in Forex. 100%. You're going to be successful, not just in Forex, in your mentality, the way you think, the way you plan, the way you strategize. So risk management basically is patience. If you've not been practicing patiently thinking and critical thinking when you're trying to take a trade, then I don't think you are even planning to win. You're just planning to trade. For you to plan to win is for you to be patient. You understand? For you to listen is for you to be patient. If you're having a conversation with somebody, the only way you can learn is for you to be patient enough and not speak. Instead, listen. So patience is needed in every practice you do if you want success from it. So that's also my take for that too.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Okay, let us open the floor to more questions from our audience. So if you have any question to ask our speaker, just raise up your hands. You can click the raising up hand button, then I will allow you to speak. So, okay, Eliasa, let me open this. Okay, you can unmute your mic now. Ask your questions. Okay,
Hi.
good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello.
I'm Elsie, and I actually am like a 2 years in trading, and I'm struggling with one thing. Like when I'm in a trade, for example, either especially a losing trade, I tend to hold the loss more. Like I don't accept my loss easily. Like I tell myself the market is gonna reverse from this particular point, then it shoots up maybe. Then I tell myself again it's gonna reverse from this point again. I find myself adding positions that in the first place I should not have added. And I'm kind of struggling with that. I don't know which way should I overcome it. It will be nice for me to hear from you guys.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, I got the question. I think you said you're having issues with accepting losses, right? And moving forward with, the day. You try to want to revenge trade and see how you can get your money back.
Yeah. Especially, I can be having 4 consecutive winning trades. Then if I get one loss, maybe it's gonna blow all the profits or even the account.
Yes.
So that is
So
I tend to hold a losing trade more.
yes, I understand. It's a situation. I think most traders who end up successful in trading have gone through. Almost every trader who happens to have become successful or made a money to a level where they can say, yes, I'm successful in trading now, and they had to go through this. So you're not alone. You're doing the right thing, and you're on the right track to becoming successful. It's a phase. But basically, one of the issues that cause this kind of things is not having a plan, like I said earlier, before you move into your trade. Because if you have a plan only for that particular trade and not just what you want to do for the day, then you don't know when to call it a day. You can't be content. You're like a wheel without a direction. You just keep rolling. If it's successful, you keep rolling. If it's not successful, you keep rolling. So you need to have a self plan, not just the trade you want to take, but what you want to make for today. What story are you writing today? Is it maximum of just 3 trades? And I'm either going to win these 3 trades and then I come back tomorrow. Or is it a maximum of just 5 trades? And if I win these 5 trades, I come back tomorrow. Based on the amount of the equity you're using to trade, that is your capital. You draw this plan because I trade mostly 50K and 10K profit. So most of my breakdowns, I'm using those profit, but you can be trading bigger one or a lesser one. But what you need to understand is that once you know the amount you're risking in a day, and you know the numbers of trade you want to take in a day, you become selective to the kind of trade you take. Because there are multiple pairs you can trade from. You understand? But you can't just be lousy with the trade you want to take when you have just 3 bullets to shoot. You understand? So you give yourself this kind of situations where your mindset is looking like you're going for a sport and you have just 3 bullets to shoot. So you won't just shoot anyhow. Basically, you have just 3 shots. So you will make them count. Those kind of rules help with things like this because what you're dealing with is something you have been doing over time. So you had to dedicate to practicing it. So you dedicated to the wrong practice. Now is a problem. Because in as much as you know your problem, it takes a different practice to be able to break that problem. That is why I'm saying you have to now try and practice giving yourself rules like, I have just 3 bullets today. And even if I win these 3 bullets, I'm done. The market will keep making money for some people. The market will keep losing money for some people. But what you have today, you have. That's how you get successful in trading. Not trying to win 50 million in a day by taking 200 trades and revenge trading. The only inevitable result from that action is losing that account. That is inevitable. At some point, you will blow the account. That's how you get back to your senses. So that's what I would say, and I hope this is helpful to you, and you have picked out something to help with your situation.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. That's a very wonderful answer. Okay, anybody else with question? Just click on the. Okay, I can see one. Okay, unmute your mic and speak. Ask your question.
Hello everyone,
Uh,
and thank you, Jay, for
Hello,
coming,
greetings, brother.
and thank you guys for giving us this opportunity. Firstly, I have three questions for you, Jay. And the first one is: should we trade every pay we see, or have a limited number of pays? And the second one is how to trade properly and grow their account in 2025, because the year is almost ending now, so which means we are planning for the next year, how to navigate through it. And the last question is how to gain experience in trading. Do we trade every day or we don't? How do we get that experience to be comfortable every day, to have that experience with the charts? Thank you.
Yes, that's a very nice question. Nice one, brother. So basically, let's go with the how frequently should you trade. I I would recommend you do not trade every day. Even without a reason, just don't trade every day. Even if this is all I say, don't trade every day. I'm telling you, because one, don't start what you can't finish. You know, don't get comfortable with trading every day and then trying to stop it when you can basically not start it. You know, let's not start an error we'll have to correct in the future. If you have been trading every day also, even if I don't give you an advice on how to stop it, try to stop it now. Because one, the world is getting more connected. We're finding ourselves in more situations where a fundamental event from the US can affect the entire world. And the world is currently in a crisis where anything can affect the market. So if you practice trading every day, it's going to be difficult for you to stay away when the market is hot. It's going to be difficult for you to stay away when fundamental effects are taking actions in the market. It's going to be hard for you to control yourself during news events that you don't understand the structure of the market. And this is not going to be a problem because of what you could be seeing at that moment, but because of the habit you have cultured by trading every day. So, especially when you want to have an experience you would learn from, I don't suggest you trade every day in Forex trading. Don't trade every day. Now, this is something I learned when I started trading newly about the days of the week. Then, when I studied Wyckoff also, I learned few concepts that could help me understand the day also. Understand that same way the what we call life kicks off on Monday with our daily activities and then concludes on Friday with our weekly activities is the same way the market opens on Monday and closes on Friday. Okay, so the best time to enter the market won't be on the first action, which is on Monday, and it won't definitely be on the last action, which is on Friday. So when do you think is the best time for you to be in the market? That will be Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. You see, so you just minimized 5 days of trading to 3. Even if you trade only Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you're not trading every day. That's good enough. That's good enough because the data you will collect on Monday will set you right for the week. And the information you will observe on Friday will set you off and get you prepared for the next week. So what I'm trying to say is that for you to learn from your experience, you have to have those times that you are not active, mainly there to observe. Do you understand? So trading every day is not an experience you can learn from. It's only an experience that will deal with you. You can't learn from it. You're too active. You have every day to be thinking about executing and no day to be watching your actions. So it's not good to trade every day. On the second question about preparing for 2025, that's a very nice question as well. And I would advise we actually try and be more active in digital activities next year. I'm going to advise that. Like things like this I'm doing, if there's a way you can start up something valuable digitally, not just setting up a physical, activities and stuff like, because the connections with the internet are getting stronger with our everyday life. Because people don't even go back to radios to listen to radio anymore. Basically, what we are doing here is listening to a radio. If you put it to a balanced scale, that's what we are doing. And that should tell you that radio is metamorphing. Radio stations listening is metamorphing, because this one you can easily ask questions without having to call anybody, or stuff like that. So you can see that the world is moving forward, is evolving. Now, planning for your trading as well, you have to be willing to adopt changes. If you're not somebody who saw forex trading like a school where you have to read so much, you have to now start changing your perception. You have to now start understanding that knowledge is as important as your capital. Because capital without knowledge is going to dash money to the market. Capital without knowledge is going to dash money to the market. If you're trading without a plan, it's going to dash money to the market. So we need to now start adjusting ourselves. Most of us were exposed to things like this recently. We didn't know we had to study so much to make it in Forex. We didn't know Forex was this disciplined. We thought it was all about get rich quick, So we got exposed to this recently. So we should now try and shift our perspective. Not just wait. No, don't wait for me or the brother who hosted the show to become viral before you think our information are important. Don't wait for that. Take effect now. Because if it happens, this information goes viral and becomes important and becomes a stepping stone for multiple traders to become successful tomorrow, then you who listened to it and did not take effect is the one who lost. So because time will keep moving. Time will always keep moving. And if we don't do things to alter the future, we get into problem. So be willing to shift your understanding of trading. Be willing to learn methods, not just because you want to make money, but to understand them. Be willing to look 2025 as a year of activities, not just making money. There are other aspects of life you should explore. You should try and see, maybe get closer to your family, try and teach someone how to trade and see how good you do with it. Maybe you could have potentials of being an even better mentor than me. There's only one way you can find out. That is trying out new things. So we should try and be creative next year and try and focus on learning things outside just trying to make money from Forex. So that's what I think we should do next year. Personally speaking, I think we should just focus on other aspects of trading as you try and balance your trading life with your plans. Thank you.
Okay,
Sorry, you missed one question. The first one.
what is it?
So,
Okay,
what was the question?
The first one was, should we trade every pair we see, or have a limited number of pairs?
Yeah, okay, I remember that one now. Don't also trade every pair. No, you can't be, basically you can't be the one, you can't be the woman in the market. I see this trading stuff like life, so I'm the man, the market is the woman. So if you're the one trading any pair you see, then you're basically the woman. You understand? You can't just have limits. So you can then say you're the man. Don't just have limits. My own limits are I date pairs correlated to DXY only. So I'm free to trade. I don't have limits to the numbers of pairs I trade, but I know there's a limit to the numbers of pairs correlated to DXY. You see? So I trade Euro USD, GBP USD, AUD USD, NZD USD, USD JPY, USD CAD. So that way I know getting fundamentals can help me out in multiple pairs. Then I also add a little bit of correlation between GBP, and Euro. So I don't trade outside these things I just explained for you now. So my pairs are basically around 10. So I trade Euro GBP and also trade Euro AUD and Euro NZD. So I stay within the correlations of DXY and the pairs that are similar to DXY, the pairs they call the active pairs. These are what they call major pairs. The major pairs that are the ones correlated with DXY, and those active pairs like AUD USD, AUD NZD, Euro, and GBP. AUD, NZD, Euro, GBP, and gold. So gold has to be correlated with DXY, right, which is USD. AUD has to be correlated with USD. GBP has to be correlated with USD. You know, just those pairs. And you see those pairs are active enough to trade. And if I'm going to take just 3 trades today, it's very easy for me to just find one within these pairs and have a similar understanding to the next one if this doesn't suit me right. So what happens on GBP USD is similar to what happens on Euro USD. So if I have a look at Euro USD and it's not good enough to risk one bullet on, I go to look at GBP USD, I'm definitely going to see something similar and probably something more worth risking my money on than what was on Euro USD, but similar. So correlations is what I use to select pairs. I don't just give myself a limited number because as human beings, we intend to want to break limits. Do you understand? So limiting yourself now gives you that thinking of being in bondage or captivity. So you want to just free yourself from those shackles and maybe break your rules, and maybe that's why you're losing, especially when you're losing. You tell yourself it's because you don't trade other pairs. Probably you would have traded this pair where, you know, but when you have a certain rule, like something that gives you multiple probabilities, like you have multiple pairs you can pick, but there are still rules. So I believe you should not trade all pairs, but there are multiple ways of choosing how many pairs you can trade outside just limiting yourself to 2 pairs or maybe 1 pair. Because I don't believe in 1 pair either. So that's my take on that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, our time is fast spent. Okay,
Last one before, sorry to interrupt. Last one before you go. Is there a reason why I should not trade on December? I saw some people saying, "Oh, I'm done for the year. Like, I should not be trading on a December." Is there a main reason why I should not be trading on a December? Yet there is a lot of volume coming in, especially in the gold market.
Yes. Now, in terms of not just the holiday, because not just in terms of not just it being the end of the year and having Christmas holiday coming up, reasons why you should not trade this particular December to me, because I stopped trading this week as well. I'm not going to trade for the rest of the weeks within December. It's basically because we have so many effects coming in from the just concluded US election. And Donald Trump is making so many actions that is taking the crypto space to a new level. So the trend is changing direction and people are getting more interested in digital trading. So it's not really a good time to be trading because the US government are making implementations that are making noises about World War III, Ukraine, Russia, you know, and many of these stuffs. And these things with Bitcoin getting to 100K, a retracement for me is inevitable. And anything can happen within this year till Donald Trump gets into power. You see? So December for me is very risky. That is my own personal take on that. But on a general sense, to why you should not trade December period is because it's a holiday. And most of the activities for the year close during this period. So it's not safe to trade because the volumes coming in are basically uncalculated. They are random. So it is a very volatile year and it's not basically safe to trade. But other than that, this particular year for me is very volatile and unpredictable. So it's not that safe for anybody to be trading at the December of 2024. Except you're good, very good.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Okay,
Thank you. Thank you.
I think that's all for the questions. Or is there anybody that has question again? Okay, I think that's all for the question. So the final question here, Mr. John, is that what is the most important piece of advice you will give to traders who want to master the art of patience? What is the most piece of advice?
Okay, so for people who wants to become more patient and basically understand their experience in trading and balance it with their life to be able to make it a full-time job, what I will advise you to do is to try and start getting rules in check. Principles. Abiding to principles is the only way you can achieve anything. So you have to start getting used to having rules. If it's risk management, if it's trading plan, if it's technical analysis, if it's your technical method, whatever you do, try and stick to rules. That's the only way you can achieve success in anything you do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. And Mr. Waskilsmart, I'd like to ask you one last question before you go, or anybody. If you could go back to the first day or the first day you were trading, what could you do different? Like as a beginner and right now at this particular level you've been able to achieve, what is one thing that you could do different from the very first day?
Okay, JayForex, Mr. John, you can answer that, right?
Okay. Let me answer that. If there was one thing I could do different, basically that would be, I think, take it easy on myself, because I was really trying and rush things. I was trying to make money too fast, and that led me into so many mistakes that I'm very, very proud I turned them into lessons. Basically, I have no regrets. I'm very, very comfortable, especially when it comes to self-understanding and self-discipline. I have so many practices I do that keeps me in check. But if there's one thing I would change, that would be to make the pressure on myself easy and try to take every day as it comes. So basically not think about the future too much and not worried about things that are past. Just pay attention to what I had on ground and try to evolve it. And basically not follow what society is trying to tell me. The only time I wasted a little was trying to get to what people want. I just advise people, if you still have time, don't pay attention to what people think about you or what people want from you. Focus on yourself, and with the right things will come around. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a very wonderful reply. Okay, so I think this is the end of the sections. Thank you, sir, for your word of wisdom, and thank you for everyone that participates, that engage. Thank you very much.
Bye bye.